Have you ever wondered what truly makes a person more valuable with age? It's not wealth, it's not status, and it's certainly not just luck. The truth is, after 65, there are certain timeless qualities that, when nurtured, make someone truly irreplaceable. These qualities have nothing to do with physical beauty or material possessions. They have everything to do with how you live, how you think, and how you carry yourself. These are the traits that draw people in, inspire admiration, and make others cherish your presence. The surprising thing? Many people overlook them, letting them slip away without realizing how much value they hold. But here's the good news. No matter where you are in life, these qualities can be developed and strengthened. Whether you're 65, 75, or 85, you have the ability to nurture these traits and become someone whose presence alone leaves a lasting impact. Stay with me until the very end, because the last trait is something that most people don't realize until it's too late, and I don't want you to miss it. If you've ever felt like you're fading into the background as you age, or if you've wondered how to maintain your sense of purpose and dignity, this is for you. These 5 traits will not only help you stand out in a quiet, powerful way, but they will also give you a deep sense of fulfillment, something far more precious than gold. Before we dive in, if you enjoy thoughtful conversations about life, aging, and personal growth, take a second to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Your support means so much, and it helps me continue bringing you content that makes a difference. And I'd love to hear from you. If you find this video helpful, comment 1 below to let me know you're enjoying it. If you think I need to improve, comment 0. I always appreciate your feedback because it helps me make better videos for you. Now let's jump in, because these 5 traits could be the key to living a life that is not only respected, but truly cherished. 1. The ability to stay calm in any situation. There is something undeniably powerful about a woman who carries herself with grace and composure. In a world that often feels chaotic, where people are quick to react, become offended, or let small inconveniences ruin their day, those who remain steady and grounded are like anchors in the storm. Their presence alone can bring a sense of peace, stability, and quiet reassurance to those around them. Have you ever met someone who, without saying much, makes a room feel calmer just by being in it? They don't raise their voice unnecessarily. They don't panic over things that aren't worth their energy. And they don't allow themselves to get caught up in petty conflicts or unnecessary stress. Instead, they listen, they observe, and when they do speak, their words carry wisdom and reassurance, making others feel heard, understood, and at ease. This kind of presence is not about being passive or avoiding problems. Quite the opposite. It's about strength, emotional intelligence, and self-awareness. A truly calm person is someone who knows when to act and when to let go. It's about having the ability to preserve your energy for the things that truly matter, instead of wasting it on temporary frustrations, negativity, or things beyond your control. Many women, as they age, develop this naturally. Why? Because they have seen more of life. They have experienced loss, change, disappointment, and unexpected hardships. Some allow these experiences to make them bitter, fearful, or anxious. But those who quietly become more valuable than gold are the ones who learn how to stay centered. They have realized that life is too short to let every small problem disrupt their inner peace. Instead of reacting emotionally, they pause, they breathe, they ask themselves, will this matter a year from now? And most of the time, the answer is no. As a result, people naturally gravitate toward them. Family members seek their advice, knowing they will offer perspective instead of panic. Friends trust them because they don't overreact or make situations worse. Their calm and steady nature makes them a source of comfort, not because they demand attention, but because their presence alone brings reassurance to those who need it most. And here's something important to remember. Cultivating this kind of calm doesn't just benefit the people around you. It improves your own life as well. It reduces stress and anxiety, allowing you to focus on what truly matters. It strengthens relationships, as people feel safe opening up to you without fear of judgment. It enhances your decision-making, helping you navigate life's challenges with clarity instead of being ruled by emotion. Women who master this trait become irreplaceable in the lives of those around them. They are not easily shaken, and because of this, they inspire trust, admiration, and deep respect. This kind of quiet strength isn't something you are born with. It's something you choose to develop over time. So the next time life throws a challenge your way, pause before reacting. Take a deep breath, remind yourself of the bigger picture, and choose to respond with wisdom instead of emotion. Because in a world full of noise, being the calmest person in the room is one of the greatest strengths you can possess. 2. A sense of curiosity that never fades. One of the greatest mistakes people make as they age is believing that learning, discovery, and new experiences are only for the young. They assume that once they've reached a certain stage in life, there's nothing new left to explore, no fresh ideas worth considering, and no skills worth acquiring. But the truth is, those who remain vibrant, engaging, and deeply valued are the ones who never stop being curious. They understand that the mind, much like the body, needs to be exercised and challenged in order to stay strong. Without curiosity, life can quickly become monotonous, and the spark that once made a person lively and interesting can begin to fade. Curiosity is what keeps the mind sharp and the spirit alive. It's what makes conversations meaningful and engaging. It's what keeps a person connected to the world rather than feeling like life is passing them by. Think about the people you truly enjoy spending time with. Are they the ones who complain about how things used to be, dismiss new ideas, and resist change? Or are they the ones who listen, ask questions, and remain open to new perspectives? The most captivating and magnetic older women are those who embrace change instead of resisting it. They don't say, "That's just how things are." Instead, they say, "Tell me more." They are willing to see things from different angles, to learn from those younger than them, and to approach the world with a sense of curiosity rather than skepticism. Being curious doesn't mean you have to sit in a classroom or study textbooks. It means being engaged with life in ways that stimulate your mind and keep you growing. It can be as simple as picking up a book in a genre you've never read before, trying a new recipe in the kitchen, or striking up a conversation with someone whose background or experiences are different from your own. It could be learning how to use a new piece of technology, not because you have to, but because you enjoy keeping up with how the world is evolving. It could be traveling somewhere new, even if it's just a different part of town, or exploring a hobby that you never had time for when you were younger. The difference between a person who thrives after 65 and one who feels left behind often comes down to this: the willingness to stay open, to ask questions, and to never stop growing. The world is constantly changing, and those who resist it often find themselves feeling disconnected and isolated. But those who embrace it, who remain curious about new ideas, new cultures, and new ways of thinking, are the ones who continue to feel alive, engaged, and valued. There is something deeply attractive about a woman who is interested in life. People naturally gravitate toward those who are open-minded and eager to learn. They enjoy conversations with those who are excited about the world rather than those who shut it out. And it's not just about being enjoyable to be around. It's also about keeping yourself mentally and emotionally strong. Studies have shown that people who continue to learn, challenge their minds, and engage in curiosity-driven activities are less likely to suffer from cognitive decline and more likely to experience a greater sense of fulfillment and joy. Curiosity is a choice. It's something that must be nurtured, just like any other aspect of life. If you stop asking questions, stop seeking out new experiences, and stop expanding your mind, the world begins to feel smaller. But if you stay open, stay engaged, and continue to learn, the world remains vast, exciting, and full of possibilities, no matter how old you are. So the next time you're tempted to say, "I don't need to learn that," or "I'm too old for new things," stop yourself. Instead, ask, "What else is out there? What can I explore next?" Because the moment you stop being curious is the moment life stops feeling truly alive. 3. The strength to set boundaries without guilt. Too many women, especially as they grow older, fall into the habit of people-pleasing without even realizing it. They say yes when they really mean no. They agree to do favors out of obligation, not because they truly want to. They tolerate unkind words, dismissive behavior, or even outright disrespect because they don't want to be seen as difficult or ungrateful. Over time, they give more than they receive, in friendships, in family dynamics, and in social interactions, simply because it feels easier than asserting themselves. But the truth is, the most quietly powerful women are the ones who know their worth and refuse to compromise it. They don't feel the need to please everyone at the expense of their own happiness. They don't allow guilt to dictate their decisions. They understand that being kind does not mean being a doormat, and that setting boundaries isn't about pushing people away. It's about protecting their own energy, time, and peace. Too often, women are conditioned to believe that saying no is rude or selfish. But in reality, saying no is an act of self-respect. It means recognizing your own limits and honoring them. It means understanding that you cannot pour from an empty cup, that constantly putting others before yourself will eventually leave you drained, resentful, and exhausted. Setting boundaries can look like many things. It can mean saying no to social invitations that drain you rather than bring you joy. It can mean choosing to spend less time with people who do not treat you with kindness and respect. It can mean refusing to feel guilty for prioritizing your own needs, whether that means taking time for rest, engaging in hobbies you love, or simply having quiet moments to yourself without feeling the need to explain or justify them. The moment you start setting clear but firm boundaries, something incredible happens. People begin to respect you more because they see that you respect yourself. You stop feeling unappreciated or taken for granted because you no longer allow others to overstep your limits. You regain control over your life, choosing where to invest your energy rather than letting others dictate it for you. The strongest, most graceful women in their later years are not the ones who sacrifice their peace just to keep the people around them comfortable. They are the ones who recognize that their time is valuable, their energy is sacred, and their well-being is just as important as anyone else's. They live with quiet confidence, knowing that they do not have to bend over backward to prove their worth. They understand that true kindness is not about allowing yourself to be walked over. It is about choosing to engage with the world on your own terms, with respect for yourself and others alike. If you've ever felt like you give too much, like you're constantly being drained by other people's demands, it may be time to start setting gentle but firm boundaries. Not because you don't care, but because you do, about yourself, your happiness, and your right to live a life that feels good to you. 4. A presence that brings warmth and comfort. There is something rare and beautiful about a person who has the ability to make others feel truly at ease. They don't demand attention. They don't try to be the loudest in the room. And they don't seek validation through grand gestures. Yet, their presence alone offers a sense of comfort and security that people gravitate toward. These are the individuals whose warmth is felt before they even speak, whose kindness lingers long after they've left. Their ability to bring a sense of calm to any space is not about dominating conversations or entertaining others. It's about making people feel seen, valued, and understood. This kind of presence isn't about saying the perfect thing or knowing all the right answers. It's about listening, truly listening, without interrupting, without waiting for your turn to speak, and without dismissing someone's feelings. It's in the way you offer kindness without expecting anything in return. It's in the way you create a space where others feel comfortable being themselves. It's in the simple but profound way you make people feel like they matter. People don't forget this kind of warmth. Long after conversations are over, they remember how you made them feel. They remember that in a world full of distractions, they felt heard when they spoke to you. In a time when so many people are in a hurry, they remember that you made time for them. They remember that your presence wasn't rushed, your energy wasn't impatient, and your words weren't hollow. And the most beautiful thing? This kind of presence doesn't fade with age, it deepens. It's not about youth, beauty, or charisma. It's about a lifetime of wisdom, patience, and love, things that only grow stronger over time. It's the result of years spent learning what truly matters, of experiences that have taught you the importance of kindness, and of a heart that has learned to embrace life's joys and sorrows with grace. Many people spend their younger years chasing admiration, trying to stand out, trying to impress. But as we grow older, we come to understand that the most valuable thing we can offer others isn't perfection. It's presence. A presence that reassures, that comforts, that makes others feel safe and understood. This is the kind of presence that makes a person unforgettable, not for what they have, but for who they are. And the best part? It's something anyone can cultivate. By choosing to listen more, to judge less, to offer kindness freely, and to be fully present with the people around us, we become someone who is truly cherished, someone whose presence alone is a gift. 5. The ability to find joy in simplicity. Many people spend their later years focusing on what's missing instead of what's present. They dwell on regrets, replaying moments in their past they wish they had handled differently. They compare their lives to others, wondering if they should have done more, traveled more, achieved more. They convince themselves that happiness is something they left behind in their youth, something tied to a time when they were busier, when their roles were clearer, when life felt full of movement and purpose. But the truth is, happiness has never been about what you have or what you've done. It's about how you experience the life in front of you right now. The women who are quietly more valuable than gold are not the ones who have lived the most extravagant lives. They are the ones who know how to find joy in the simplest things. They understand that happiness is not something to chase, it's something to notice. They savor the little moments that others overlook, the moments that, in the end, mean everything. A warm cup of coffee on a quiet morning. The way the sunlight dances through the trees as they sit on the porch. The laughter of a grandchild. The familiar voice of a dear friend on the phone. The rhythm of a favorite song that brings back beautiful memories. They understand that joy is not found in grand gestures or extraordinary events, but in the gentle, ordinary moments of everyday life. So many people spend their later years longing for what was, rather than appreciating what is. They look back at the past through a lens of nostalgia, remembering only the highlights, while forgetting that even in those younger years, life had its struggles. They tell themselves that things were better back then, but they forget that back then, they were probably wishing for something more too. The wisest women realize that this moment, right now, is all we truly have. They choose to find beauty in the small things, the scent of fresh flowers in their home, the way the sky changes color in the evening, the comforting routine of a well-loved book or a quiet walk. Happiness isn't something you stumble upon by accident. It's something you create little by little in the way you choose to move through life every day. It's in the decision to see what's good instead of focusing on what's lacking. It's in the choice to let go of old regrets and instead make the most of the time that remains. It's in the ability to appreciate not just the big milestones, but the small, fleeting moments that make life beautiful. The happiest women are the ones who have learned not to wait for joy, but to create it. They don't wait for someone else to bring them happiness. They don't let their mood depend on circumstances beyond their control. Instead, they train their minds to notice the good, even on difficult days. They understand that peace comes not from having a perfect life, but from embracing life as it is, with all its imperfections, all its ups and downs, and all its simple, quiet joys. Happiness does not disappear with age. If anything, it deepens when you learn to appreciate life for what it truly is, a collection of small, beautiful moments woven together. If you can wake up in the morning and feel gratitude for the day ahead, if you can find contentment in the ordinary, if you can see the beauty in simplicity, then you have unlocked one of the greatest secrets to a truly fulfilling life. 6. A deep sense of self-respect that no one can shake. There is something undeniably powerful about a woman who knows her worth. She does not seek approval, does not beg for attention, and does not let the opinions of others define her. She moves through life with quiet confidence, understanding that her value does not decrease with age. If anything, it only grows stronger. This deep, unwavering self-respect is one of the rarest and most valuable traits a person can develop after 65, and it is what makes someone truly irreplaceable. For too many years, women are taught to prioritize others over themselves, to be accommodating, to avoid conflict, to always put family, friends, or work first. And while generosity and kindness are beautiful traits, they should never come at the cost of self-respect. Some women, as they grow older, allow their sense of self to fade. They believe they are no longer as relevant, as needed, or as important as they once were. But the women who are quietly more valuable than gold are the ones who realize that age should strengthen self-respect, not weaken it. A woman with self-respect does not tolerate being treated poorly, not by friends, not by family, not by society, and certainly not by herself. She does not waste her time trying to prove her worth to people who do not appreciate her. She does not let others dictate how she should live her life. She does not diminish her own needs just to make others comfortable. Instead, she carries herself with quiet dignity, knowing that she deserves kindness, respect, and joy just as much as anyone else. This kind of self-respect is reflected in the way she speaks, in the way she moves, in the way she chooses how to spend her time. She no longer feels the need to justify her choices to people who do not matter. She understands that saying no is not rude. It is necessary. She does not feel guilty for choosing peace over drama, rest over overextension, or authenticity over pleasing others. She values herself enough to walk away from relationships that drain her, and she knows that the people who truly love her will respect her boundaries. And here's something else. People can feel when someone respects themselves. It's in their posture, their tone, the way they handle challenges. A woman with self-respect does not allow others to speak to her in a way that is unkind. She does not beg for anyone's attention. She does not entertain negativity. Instead, she radiates a quiet, unshakable confidence, not because she thinks she is better than others, but because she finally understands her own worth. The sad truth is, too many women shrink as they age. They convince themselves that they are less valuable simply because they are no longer young. But the ones who remain truly powerful, truly irreplaceable, are those who refuse to let age steal their sense of self. They stand tall in their worth. They know that their experiences, their wisdom, and their presence are invaluable. They stop worrying about what others think and start living life on their own terms. If you have ever struggled with feeling invisible, if you have ever felt that you had to prove yourself, if you have ever doubted whether you still matter, know this: your worth is not up for debate. You do not need permission to take up space. You do not need validation to know that you are enough. You are already more valuable than gold, because you exist, because you have lived, because you are here. The strongest, most admired older women are not the ones who seek approval from the world. They are the ones who approve of themselves. They do not apologize for being who they are. They do not lower their standards just to fit in. They do not allow others to define their happiness. And because of that, they carry a strength that commands quiet respect wherever they go. When you have self-respect, you do not need to prove anything to anyone. You simply live with the certainty that you are enough, exactly as you are. These 5 traits have nothing to do with money, status, or external success. They are about how you carry yourself, how you treat others, and how you choose to live each day. They require intention. They require a choice. But if you nurture them, you will never feel like you are fading away. You will feel more valuable than ever before. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these traits resonates with you the most? Have you already started cultivating them? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating content that uplifts and inspires. Thank you for being here. You are truly more valuable than gold.